Morning, everybody. Thanks for being here. My name is Liz Erlewine, and I'm Visual Arts Director at Cricket Tree Art Center. Welcome to Coffee at 10. My folks here in person are pretty familiar with this program. Hello on Zoom and Facebook. If you're not familiar, Coffee at 10 is a program that we do weekly here at Cricket Tree Art Center with Coffee, where we welcome folks into our gallery spaces for a conversation, a cup of coffee, delicious pastry, courtesy Roast and Toast, our sponsor. And get to enjoy some community time together, discussing arts and culture and programming in our community. So this event is made possible thanks to support from Roast and Toast, but also from Cricket Tree Art Center members. So if you are not yet a member or want to know more, you can reach out to Cricket Tree Art Center and let us know. We're happy to tell you more about what membership brings to your community, as well as benefits that it may bring to you. So thanks for being here. This is the third Coffee at 10 for our fall series. Today I have special guests from Challenge Mountain who have been working with Cricket Tree Art Center for the past few years on programming in the arts for adults with disabilities. Currently, we have an exhibition downstairs in our atrium gallery that features work made by students who have studied here at Cricket Tree. The show features work that came out of those classes, but also works that they make on their own because they love to make, right? And today we'll get a chance to hear a little bit more about the work that Challenge Mountain does, as well as the collaboration with Cricket Tree Art Center and the visual arts programming that we're doing, but also a new program that started just a year ago or 6 months ago.
Yeah, 6 months.
With our School of Dance. So you'll get a chance to see some of that and see the impacts that we're making in our community. So with that, I want to welcome Linda and Claire from Challenge Mountain. You guys can tell us a little bit about yourselves and get us started finding out about Challenge Mountain. Thank you.
Thank you, Liz, for the introduction. So just a brief, I'm Linda Armstrong. I am the program director for Challenge Mountain organization. This is Claire Haig. She's my associate program director. And we are in charge of all the programs for Challenge Mountain. And Challenge Mountain, obviously, we work with adults and people with disabilities. Our job is to schedule, implement, reach out to the community, and gather and do programs for anybody with a disability, whether they're in our community or outside of it. I'm going to give you just a brief history, just so you know a little bit more about Challenge Mountain, if that's okay, and kind of do a chronological order of how we became more connected with the community, with the arts, Cricket Tree, if that's okay. So a lot of people, and oh, the other thing I want to share with you is if you have a question, feel free to stop. It's okay. I see that this is a nice casual atmosphere. So if you have a question, just raise your hand as we go forward. Or you can. So Challenge Mountain, many of you that have been in the area for a long time might recognize the name and say, oh, that's the ski program. Or, oh, I know that. That's the resale store in Boynton City. So, and you are correct in those two things, but we are now more than that. A brief history, and you can, a lot of details on our website, but about 1984, Challenge Mountain got started. Just after that, there was a parent who had a child with a lot of physical disabilities, and a young lady wanted to learn to ski. So her mom took it upon herself to take her out to Winter Park, Colorado. And there was a adaptive recreation. It was just starting in the 80s. It wasn't full blown like it is now. And they taught her with their adaptive equipment how to ski so that she could do that. This happened about 1984, and they didn't charge her anything. And they said, all we want you to do is start an adaptive program for Michigan. So moving forward, our location where that started is the old Walloon Hills Ski Resort, which is a small community ski hill off of Springbrook Road. between Walloon and Boyd Falls. And it started really small. The property was donated after Everett Kircher took, he used a lot of bought the property and then used a lot of equipment to start his flooring. And but he donated back to the community. And the property and the ski hill can only be used for people with disabilities. So that being said, that is who we work with. All people with disabilities. So it took a long time for that to grow. It became very parent-centered, people with parents and children with disabilities. And it was basically an adaptive winter program, mostly skiing. And slowly it grew, and they added snowboarding after that. Then they added snowshoeing. I came on board about 10 years ago, and I decided to add cross-country skiing, trail. We also had added a nice sledding hill so that people with, not everybody wants to ski, but they might want to snowshoe, or so they have a choice so that they can participate with their friends or the school classroom, and they're all out there together, but maybe everybody's doing something different. So that's how it stayed for a long time. So it has been a very successful long-term winter program. And we work with all the different area schools, the special education classrooms, ISD, and we schedule programs 3 days a week currently in the winter time. So that being said, then I came on board and I decided to, then the new board decided to purchase, we added adaptive biking. So now we have a fleet of adaptive bikes. We hit the Northern Michigan trails because everything's so beautiful up here. But we also will take the adaptive bikes to a school or a location close to the school so that they don't have to bus everybody to a particular trail. And then we added a pontoon boat. So we do some water sports. Fishing is a big popular. We just took our last group out about a week ago, and it was the first time. It was a school group out of Ellsworth, and first time for them. Never been fishing before, so it's really nice. So we added that. Then we've also added a fleet of kayaks. So in the summer months and maybe springtime, if the weather's nice and late early fall, we take our kayaks out of Walloon Lake for the weather's on the north end, which is the calm. So we have kayaks, we have adaptive biking. Then as moving forward, as time went on, I just kept wanting to add some more programs, more options. We partnered with Northern Michigan Equine Therapy, because I'm all about partnership. Let's partner with what's in the community, work together. So we partnered with Northern Michigan Equine Therapy. I don't know if any of you are familiar with that particular one or what they do. But, she's out on Horton Bay Road. She's a occupational therapist and has studied equine therapy. And so for 6 weeks in the fall, or 6 sessions in the fall, 6 sessions in the spring, we partner with her to offer equine therapy to special education and ISD classrooms. So this has become so popular that I actually have a waiting list already for spring. It's pretty amazing. Claire was there last week, so we're right starting our 3rd week next week of equine therapy, and pretty amazing how all of a sudden the horse. It's hard to understand until you experience that the horse will calm somebody. I've actually seen a young man that never talked start talking. So it's a pretty interesting. It's fantastic to see the horses and the students. And we also take adults as well, engage in that program. So, and then at the same time, I started a partnership. This was about 10 years ago with Camp David. I love their what they believe in, and then they have their adventure center. So I partnered with the Adventure Center to offer team building, And those course, the same idea with the classrooms, and then maybe an adult with people that are out of school to spend maybe half a day working with the team, challenging themselves on the course, and that was also a 6-week, once-a-week session for 6 weeks. So once again, as you can see, Challenge Mountain has now become a year-round adaptive recreation program, offering many things all year round. So we follow the seasons. We are celebrating our 40th year coming up next year, but also in that, I don't think we have any pictures of Spirit Day yet.
No.
There are some in the flags. So about 40 years ago, my husband and I started a summer camp for people with disabilities. And it's a day camp. And out of a parent, he's a special ed teacher from just retired from Claxton High School, and just a parent, very similar to how Challenge Mountain started. A parent with a child with disabilities. We need something in the summer. He's still in school. There's nothing for the summer for him to do. So we kind of lost it, 40 years strong. We have now, we're kind of umbrella under Challenge Mountain now, so which is another partnership. So George does a lot of fundraising still, and then we run the programs all summer long. So the whole month of July is pretty much Spirit Day, but it's ages 14 and up, and it's Monday through Thursday. We are together from 9 in the morning to 5 in the afternoon. And what we do is, the goal is to be in the community. So, our place in community. So we're all about community, and we have a meeting location, and then we head out to the community, do everything what they might do or other people might do on vacation, learn about the community, all the other many activities that we take for granted. When we're having our day off or a nice day outside. So we tap into all those community events 3 weeks in July. It used to be a 4-week program, but we reduced it just a little bit because it was good to be. So that's kind of the chronological how things have happened with Challenge Mountain. And so does anyone have any questions about Challenge Mountain? Any of that stuff before I move on? Yeah, so we cover a lot of our clients come from, the majority come from the Charlotte Boy and the Punk area, especially the schools. But we do go outside to Baylor, Otsego, where they come to us. Yes, we technically cover that 6-county area, very similar to but in the winter time, we also have families that come up from out of state, from all over Michigan, as far as Chicago, Indiana. Because a lot of them come up here to go skiing, so we're able to work with them. And Saturday, in the wintertime, Saturdays are what we call our family days. So families from the area, but also families from outside the area learn how to recreate with their winter. So
you've had other school groups who are doing similar kind of work in other areas of the state, like on the other side, right? Reach out to you to come over, because we've had groups come over to do in our class and things like that. How does that work?
When they reach out to us. So our job is to schedule these programs. So at this time, people hear about Challenge Mountain, look at the website, and then they reach out to us and we schedule an event. The winter time is mostly just for because it's intense in a good way. It's a lot of equipment. It takes a lot of volunteers. It takes anywhere between 15 to 30 volunteers 3 days a week to run stuff. But if a school or a day center such as Bergman, Crossroads, Straits area, Mansalona, there's one in Mansalona, they will reach out to me and Carol, tell me this is what we'd like to do. We had a teacher stop me on the sidewalk yesterday and want to add one of their students to the art class. So word of mouth, you know, things like this, talking to people and sharing what we do, and they'll reach out to us and then we'll stay there. But we try to stick to like the Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and consistency in some of those programs is very helpful. The Wednesday art class, it helps with them to schedule the transportation. But yes, they reach out to us and then we put it all together. Whatever that looks like.
Yeah.
And it's all seasonal, you know. We do our winter programs, spring and summer, we have biking, kayaking when the water warms up, and fishing, equine, in the spring and fall, we can't do it. So yeah, but that's a big question. So you just read into our website, you know, send us an email, reach out to me. Many of the teachers in the area have been working with me for almost 10 years now, so they kind of know the schedule. I've already had 3 set their dates for winter. So, but let's see, where was I? Winter, sorry about that. Huh? Oh, spirit dating in question. Yeah. So I know you're going to want to hear about the arts because we're all interested in arts. So just a real quick brief. My degree was from Central Michigan University in therapeutic recreation. But back in the Central or therapeutic recreation, fire up chips. So back in the 80s, CMU was the only university that had a degree, an official degree in therapeutic recreation. I stumbled upon it, fell in love with it, volunteered at Special Olympics, met my husband there, and it came after to me. I'm not bragging, but I just loved it. Yeah, it's not for everybody, but I connected to it. My minor at CMU was art, so I blended the two, and I love that just as much as I do with therapeutic recreation. So, hence, bringing art into. Well, let me go back just a little bit. So when I moved up here, most of the therapeutic recreation jobs were only at hospitals, maybe long-term care facility, and our area is small. So there wasn't anything available except I did keep up with the day camp that we started. So when I moved up here, I walked into those of you that have been here a long time, but I walked into the Shade Tree Stained Glass studio that was right between Ewing and Tomatoes. I don't know what it is right now, but there's something else in it. Yeah. Between JCPenney and Ewing and Tomatoes. Really good. So I walked in there, asked them if they were hiring, showed them my skills, you know, I put me right to work on a project, and she hired me that day. And so Penny, the owner, hired me that day, and I spent 20 years as an artist. So I got to practice that skill that I learned at CMU for 20 years at the Shade Tree Stained Glass. So very flexible hours. I was able to do the camp. I was able to raise kids, you know. I was part of the team, and you'll notice I was part of the team that renovated the women's here. Yeah, you know, we were a team. So I was one of the team members, and many churches around here, private homes, the private science, Christian Science Church, the big circle window. So yeah, so that was and so I just loved it as well. So for blending the arts with people with special needs, just made sense. So as we're moving forward with Challenge Mountain, I think it was maybe 2017, maybe 18. We have a building at the ski resort that's built into the hill. So it has a big lower level that wasn't being used. I turned that into an art room in my office upstairs and turned that into art room. And I said, well, I'm just going to teach art class. So my natural thing to do was to teach stained glass. So it was in June, and I started a stained glass class and added maybe 112 students. It was just supposed to be a 4-week class. And I had a lot of, because I did it on my own as well, I had a lot of support. So, and I had the knowledge. And friend that I worked with at Shade Tree, she joined in to help, and we taught stained glass class. Well, the 4-week art class was so well received, it turned into a 12-week art class. They just kept wanting to do it over and over. So it was very successful. And it made me realize that this is something that's needed. And we can do it right here. Channel property. So then we added, so you know, when you're in our community, you get to know other artists. And they're not everybody wants to work with the group of people that we work with it, but you reach out to people and before you know it, you after one class and they just fall in love with it. And so I reached out to different people. Before you know, we did a painting class, we did woodwork. The man that did the woodworking at Petoskey High School retired, so he donated a bunch of projects to us. So we did woodworking, we did drawing. So this all happened at our facility. Just a little, as COVID, we were breaking out of COVID. There was a lady that during COVID, she could connect with her via Zoom and stuff and paint with her phone. She does some of the paints, circles at her farm. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but so I did that at home and I said, oh, we could do this at home. So we did that. So that just kept blossoming and blossoming. Obviously, when COVID hit, everything stopped. And then we had a tree member, I believe, that had a daughter with disabilities and really would like to bring that to our group. So that's kind of how our connection happened with Crooked Tree. And it was, yeah, these are all pictures of the woodworking at the lodge. So we partnered with Crooked Tree, and it was 2 years successful. We're starting we're about our 3rd weekend to our adults, and it's adults with disabilities out of the classroom. We realized that during COVID they became very isolated. They didn't live with a family member. And of course, it was challenging for everyone. We all know that it was very challenging to them. So I think that this is a great partnership that we have once a week. We do 6-week sessions, so we'll do a 6-week session, and then we'll start and it's just ongoing. We have reoccurring. A lot of the pictures you see here, some of them are from our art class that we had at the lodge, and then a lot of them are from right here at Crooked Tree. There is and I'm just going back a bit, before 2020, there was a group of people who were contacted by someone in community mental health, and they were trying to put together a committee of people that work with individuals with disabilities from all the different agencies, including myself. And we had a really nice committee, and we had a couple art shows, like a pop-up art show. But we definitely covered like a very large area. And the committee, well, we named it Art Speaks. And then our t-shirts, our slogan, this is reason we wore these. When words fail, art speaks. And we just thought that was a great way because they can express themselves. Many of our clients might not be able to verbally express themselves, but they can express themselves through the arts, if that's visual, whatever that art can be. And they, the committee, unfortunately, post-COVID dissolved, but I decided to keep it going. Some people moved, some people passed away. So we decided to keep it going. I love what it says. And so our group is still called Art Speaks because really that's what we're all about. And it's important for the community and for those of you here to know that the reason it's so passionate to us is because when you become involved with people with disabilities, whether it's in your community here or somewhere else, you realize that they do not have the access to any of these things like we do. Whatever that is, whether it's art or the other things that we offer. Not only do they not have the access to the transportation, but they don't have the access for funding. they don't have the money to purchase this product. They don't have a place to be creative. And so that's why we do what we do. Everything that we do at Challenge Mountain for people with disabilities and their families is free. There's no charge, and that's what makes us special and a little bit more different than a lot of other recreation programs. And we are in a rural community, even though we have, you know, a lovely area to live in. But when you think about entire community, it is considered a rural, and it's just amazing how important that is for them, for us to be able to offer choices for them to participate in whatever they need or whatever their interest is. You know, the pictures today, you're seeing a lot of the visual arts, but we all know that there's many more forms of art. Some of it's just enjoying cultural events. When we were at the park one day for Spirit Week, you know, we were watching one of those concerts at the gazebo, and the executive director at the time saw us there, reached out to me. She was the executive director for Great Lakes Center for the Arts, and she saw us there. And before you know it, she had invited us to concerts and the practices and rehearsals. So, and that's important too, because Lord knows that, you know, that they just can't get there. They can't the money to pay for a ticket. So that's why that becomes a very big passion for me. This is what we need to do. We need to take care of our community, and they are part of our community. So that's important to me. It's important to Challenge Mountain. Then the other, the newest program for Patriarch Center is our dance and movement class. We do have a video, but it started from a young lady. She was 15, going on 16. She might be 16 now. Was working on her Eagle Scout project, and she wanted to, and she's a dancer and in the area, and so she wanted to bring dance to people with disabilities. So it started last February, and we went 15 weeks, twice a week. We had students, adult students. We had students from 2 classrooms that came twice a week, every Monday and Friday, from February until April. Yeah, and then at the end, they put on a performance at the Great Lakes. And it was so well received. It kind of opened the floodgates. We had to amp it down a little bit because everybody wanted to be a part of it, because it's so creative and expressive, and it's a safe environment. We're all together with people just like that. So that's important. So that's exciting, and there's some donations, so they're able to start that up again. We're on our 3rd week. Oh, tomorrow we have a class. Yeah, I think right downstairs in the lower level on Mondays and Fridays. Some of the folks in this art class are there. So that was pretty exciting. So, and they just loved it, just dance and movement, self-expression. So, did you want to show that video? Sure. Does that sound good? Is it a good time to show the video? It's just a short little video.
Any questions?
Liz, is that okay?
Yeah, it's okay with me.
All right.
Go on.
Show the dance video.
We're not going to figure out how to do it. Oh.
And this is the performance. We just took little snippets. And then
Got one more. Duets.
Never been with the watching. And then I was looking for 15 weeks. Yeah. So that was the little couple of snippets of the performance that we did. And the young lady with the braids, that's Claire. So that was her Eagle Scout project. And special needs artistic movement is what she named it. So it's NAM. So this NAM, having all caps. That's what she named. You see that on the calendar. So that was just, yeah, they were just amazing. So anyways, we're having fun right now, looking forward to more of the end. So anyway, does anyone have any questions at the moment about what I talked about so far? I think
well, I think a comment that I think you can respond to. This is, as you mentioned, we're going into our third year of our studio art program. We've got some different instructors over that time. And some of the things that I've observed, from a distance is the community that is happening within the classroom, how much singing. The structure of the classes, folks that are down there, they learn a lesson, it's very educational driven. And then halfway through the session, they come up and they look through the galleries and they go back down and go to work. Can you talk a little bit about what that experience is like and that kind of a joyful environment that's created through the arts?
Yeah, well, that's one, they are a joyful group to work with regular basis. But what's really neat is they are connecting together from all over the community, making some friends, and they absorb everything, and they're right there listening. They come up, like you said, they come up and we take a break at class and come up and look at the projects. They really feel connected to the artwork here, with each other, and just being able to be free in expression, And I'm really excited. It's just a great community. And I've heard that from the teachers too. We've had a couple of teachers and it's like their favorite class. So, and I get to work with them all the time. So I'm the lucky one. But they've made great, even within this dance class, we had people, the farthest that was like East Jordan, Mackinac City, and they're just making connections with each other, especially the adults. When they get out of school, they don't have as many connections with other people when they're on fire. So yes, they are really making they're just so comfortable to express them. They feel very safe. It's always, it's just nice to have a safe environment for them to express themselves, which is great. I'm very excited about, and they are too, we have an art show, our first one, which Liz kind of touched on when she introduced it. It's in the lower level. It started on the 16th and it runs till the 21st. We do have a celebration on the 12th in the evening. And the students that are in the class are got their artwork display, so you can go check that out when you're done today with stuff. And they're excited about it, but they don't know why they call their artwork is theirs. And so, and then we framed it so it looks much different. And then some of them help pick out the frames. They keep every time they come to class on Wednesday. All right,
yeah. Can you talk about that? What it's like for them to get to have it on display, whether that means anything?
I think so. They've already come in with a family member. They've gotten responses from parents and went to look at the artwork. They look at it every day. They might not be able to share the words, but you can tell just by looking at them, or they go straight to their PC. They know which ones are theirs, and they go straight to their PC. Many of them were afraid they weren't going to get in the show. But no, I don't place in the show, you know. And that's just a snippet of what they did.
Yeah, it was hard to. It was things out.
That was right. That was the second meeting when I brought them. Yeah. So they go directly and what did Evan say? He said, you know, Linda, this is just so nice that I can see my artwork here and just show it to everybody, and it just makes me feel so good. And thank you. Yeah. So I think they have they're proud, they're thankful, happy. And they're happy all the time, but it's just a different experience. And we had back when we had our Art Speaks, that we had kind of a show, but it was like we hired 6 times, and there was a lot of artists, not just from the class, but that was exciting too. But yeah, so they're very proud. They go directly to their artwork, want to see it. I'm excited for them. And we passed out invitations yesterday, so they got an official invitation for family and friends to come on. I hope that the celebration next week. For their next. So yeah,
I just want to comment that I do work that you do is established. When you have time to sleep. And we are thrilled to participate in the program. And
thank you.
To me, it's just adding another, like we were talking about connection, but they're part of our family.
Yeah.
And what an incredible way for us, we feel that space is underutilized during the day and underserved community of people that can come and appreciate the business space and benefit from it. Now with the movement class, it is just almost all we want. We just have this joy in the building.
Yeah.
Every quarter.
Right.
Ideally, the movement class, oh my gosh, that performance class. I can't wait for the next one. But it was astounding. Yeah. And Claire and the other dancers that participate with her. What a wonderful way that Claire's connected with special needs, but for those other dancers to learn a sense of presentations, and that is just, again, I think it's very profound. So thank you for bringing that community to us.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. It's been a great experience for us as well. So, and I think the more partnerships that we create in the community, the more people will know, because unless you have a family member or a close friend that might have a disability and whatever that is, you might not even know things are available and when they are, and you realize how little there is and how little there is available. Yeah. Thank you. It's I feel this.
And I just want to say that, you know, folks with all abilities are welcome in all of our classes.
Right.
So it's not that this is, you know, excluding.
No, it's not.
But what's amazing about offering this kind of program is exactly what you mentioned, that it makes it a community that folks feel comfortable and welcome in, and that there isn't a barrier of cost and supplies and access.
Right. Exactly. We're so grateful that we're able to do that. Yeah, I'm just excited moving forward. Who knows? Maybe we'll stay with us.
Thank you.
Yeah. So anyway, does anyone else have any questions or comments or, hopefully I covered everything. Yeah, covered everything. Yeah. When I used to talk to some people, so I got really nervous.
I have one question. It seems like you have large, people coming from large geographical areas.
Yeah.
I was a special teacher when I went to Charlotte. I will actually, you guys should need less meetings. I was in one city in one falls.
Oh, sure.
But my question is, we always had problems with transportation and families being able to get their kiddos there. And I taught Pilsen for 10 years, and I was their week social teacher in K5.
Yeah. And
we would go to Boyd Mountain for the ski day.
Yeah.
And that would be, some of those kids have never been out of Emmett County. And that was their first foray out in the big world, was to go to that one ski day. And so how are you able to provide the transportation? The families have to get them there.
There's
is there a bus or?
No, it's one of the biggest barriers when we talk about barriers. Barriers to lots of things, all across the world, but one of the biggest barriers, especially for maybe a school district that doesn't have as much funding. And we all know that busing costs hundreds of dollars for a single. And then of course, when they're out of school, the transportation, our in the county area doesn't have a lot of good, it's challenging. So that being said, so some of our dance class and our arts class for adults with disabilities are during the day, and they are learning to use the Friendship Center bus, because that's helping them get there and kind of showing them and teaching them how to do that. Some of them have caregivers that will bring them. I will go around and pick people up, and I've done that many times. And we don't have, we had a van for a little while, but we just got too old. We don't have one ourselves. So we will help with transportation when it's active, but it's, if I think I can get you later, but it is a challenge. We have in the past assisted schools with funding for transportation. Funding was the only issue that you can come to there, and we will do the best that we can to come. If you can't come at all, so post-COVID, many schools were not doing any. Every school district had different rules, so many of them were not even allowed community outings. So how can we? Oh, I know, we can bring it to you. So that's when we started, and then they didn't have to. Then they could save their money for a different event, or for winter. So we brought, and then we used to get Parasiga a couple weeks ago, and they got themselves there, and then we brought everything to them. But yeah, it's challenging. It's something that I would like to see resolved at some point in time. Not that, however that is. But we will tomorrow. Yeah, there, and we have a social club that sprung out of COVID. It's called Spirit. It's in a we call Spirit Club, and because the adults became so isolated after COVID, actually it was my son's idea. He said, well, why don't we create a social club? It's just social, pure social activities. And so tomorrow night, our social club is going up to Mackinac City, to Forthright. So Claire, myself, and my other coworker Cherry, we will be driving everybody. And for those that live up there, might drive themselves. But yeah, so that we end up being transportation, and that's okay, because I want them to participate. So if the barrier is transportation, we will come to. Yeah, we do the best we can. And then there is a community. Parents are kind of our pool and share rides, so that's kind of makes us come out of But from the further away you are, the harder it is. You store it in
That was our concern with some of these kiddos, like I said, when I was in housing, but when the possible can be,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
that was so far away.
So Health already got their student on the calendar.
Yeah.
So it can be a chance. We have assisted with that before. We don't put it out there necessarily on the website, but we try. We try to help us. It's one of them. Be able to have. I don't necessarily want to maintain a fleet of buses to drive it up, but that's what happens in the future. So it's a challenge. Let me just take each event at a time. We have some very active parents that are willing to drive everything, but you're right. The further where you are. Any other questions or comments or anything else? I think I want to make sure you got your full. How are we doing on time? Yes, please. Any questions?
I'm just put player on the spot.
Oh, yeah.
So I am relatively new to staff, so yeah, I could just share
should have been
your
here.
observation
Oh, sure.
from your new position and work at Outlook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I started, I'm an occupational therapy graduate, and I completed my internship past winter with Linda, the ski program. I love to ski, and I just wanted to incorporate both my, my skill set. Yeah.
She was an instructor at one point.
Yeah, my background, my educational background, and my skill set in skiing, and just ended up being a really pretty seamless fit, I'd say. And I fell in love with Challenge Mountain, and its mission, vision, and the impact it's made on the community. And as I was finishing up my schooling, this position opened up, and I'm so grateful that kind of worked out. We got to experience my first Spirit Day camp in the summer, and then take on some of their fall and spring, or fall, summer, and now winter coming up.
But she just joined us in June. She had finished up her schooling and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she really did nicely into Challenge Mountain and the team, so she's really us.
Yeah, but I just have like it's definitely more non-traditional role with, I think Linda was saying, usually recreational therapists or occupational therapists, you see them in the hospital or mental health or the big rehab centers. But I have a passion for the community, and I think community-based OT is something that's really needed. And so I just feel like it's kind of a niche role, but I'm excited to see how I can use my skills and just bring that to the community. I'll make a difference because it is so needed at this rural area. And I just see how these participants, like, we want to instill self-determination, and that's like that feeling of being in control over your own life and being an agent of change. And that's one thing that we do is we want to give them autonomy over their decisions and having them make choices and having that feeling of mastery. Like, that's why it's so important that we have their art on display and having them complete that art, dance class. And then we do it all relationally. So we do it with each other, with your family. We have volunteers that go alongside. And so having that combination it really makes, big impact. So, thanks for asking.
So she's a great addition to the team. So we make a good team. So
Yeah.
It's good. So and also before we wrap up too, we have one of our arts on display, but on the table we have our newest community report. Feel free to take one. Some different types of flyers, and then a small little flyer that's just a smaller version of the posters about our art speaks show. And then there's a 3-ring binder that's going to be sitting down at the art show. It's just a bio on each of the artists that are in the show. So feel free to, and then come see the show. Look at it today, tomorrow, whenever between I think it's there until the 21st. Please feel welcome to come. You're in the area.
Join us next Thursday.
Yeah, and so meet the artists and encouraging them to come too. So if they can't get there, we'll Yeah, so thank you for, just thank you for being here and listening. I appreciate it. So thank you very much. And hope you learned a little bit more about you. So, yeah.
Thanks for being here. Welcome around for a few minutes.